You know those 3-minute and 1-second prank videos you see all over your Facebook feed and you're like, why am I watching this? But I can't stop watching this, and I watch it all the way to the end and it never actually tells me what happens? That woman's name is Adley and she makes millions of dollars from videos like that. She's about to show you how she does this step by step. This is her full presentation from the Intention Summit. Enjoy.
Millions of dollars from billions of views. Not everybody wants to do that. But that's what we're going to talk about today and how it applies to you. If you're familiar with me and my videos at all prior to this moment, I feel like I need to apologize to you. One, because if you've ever watched a video online that wasted 3 minutes of your life, I'm 99% sure that was me or my friends, because we've just dominated the space. You could block all of our pages and you will still see our content, and it's by design. And so that is a superpower, and I want to show you how you can do that to your own videos. The videos that I'm going to show you today, I have a lot of weird sense of humor. So there are a lot of silly videos, but take away the silliness of it and let's talk about how you can apply those fundamental templates to you and your business, regardless of what it is. I'm gonna use examples for hairdressers and people who wanna sell tie-dye kits. Like, we're gonna break it down to a granular level, but I wanna apologize for some of the videos that you're gonna see because people call them dumb, they're stupid, they're mind-numbing. But to Ryan's earlier point, no one's really scrolling online being like, I want to get educated, and I'm just scrolling the news feed. They're looking for something to stop the scroll and something compelling. So we may make silly videos. I like to say we make very compelling videos that you don't even want to watch, you just can't help it. All right? And then we're going to tag your message on at the end, and they're going to get a lot more views than they are used to getting. Okay. Who am I and why should you listen to me? Now, I'm the founder and CEO of Viralish, based in Nashville, Tennessee. We integrate brands and content creators seamlessly into viral communities at scale. We do over 1 billion views every single month. That's cross-platform. We make memes that populate your favorite meme pages. You ever see like really silly viral videos of girls trying to fill up their Teslas with gas, or really cringy food videos? We supply a lot of the meme pages with viral content, and we teach people now how to make viral videos as a job, because I can't really think of any other industry, mostly, that a single take video can earn you anywhere between $1 and $100,000. We have one video that took us 45 minutes to make, made us $250,000. There's not a lot of skills that can do that. And though every video isn't going to do that, our chances at bat with this formula that I'm going to teach you today are very, very high. So not going to work for every video, but we're going to increase your batting average. We're one of Facebook and Snapchat's most viewed producers, and our specialty is now integrating brands into viral content at scale. And we just really started that in the last year and a half, I would say. Clients are Land Rover, Drumstick, Airheads, HP, bigger, like more blue chip brands who can afford product placement, where you see this new flavor of LaCroix and then you just like start seeing it everywhere. Remember when White Claw came on the scene and they were just all over memes, and you all of a sudden knew what White Claw was because they were culturally relevant. So that's what we work on with brands now, and it's very, very fun. So our last year, we made over 1,200 videos. These are long form. These are like 3-minute plus long videos, because we on the screen. Everybody can make short form now. So the craft and what we get creators really, really good at is stretching their content for time. So it has to be compelling, because the longer you have their attention, the more you're going to come up in their algorithm, and the more watch time you're going to get, i.e. the more money. Our audience is now, just from the pages that we own, about 27 million. And those are Viralish owned channels. That's our content that we've just started all over the place. And people watch for about 6.5 billion minutes. That's 12,490 years worth of content. This stat blew my mind when someone did the math on this. People who are watching SNL every week, or Jimmy Kimmel, or think of any big talk shows. You combine all those most viewed daytime, nighttime, I don't know who still watches TV anyway. But you combine all those big guys, and we have more views than all of them combined. Oh, in the Super Bowl. In a single week, sometimes in a single day, and sometimes in a single video, depends on how viral it goes. But we're in the business of getting attention. That's why you guys are all here, and that was a fun fact that I learned about us this year. Yo. you 10 times the amount of views, if not even more, for a fraction of the price, and we're gonna data share with you. I also wanna really encourage you guys to lean into authenticity more and more this year. I think that's where our hearts are called to kind of get back to as we've lived in this short form world for the last 3 years. So the more that you can genuinely be yourself, and I know that may seem rich coming from me who stages viral videos for a living, but the more that you let people see you in your businesses, on the business side of things, that's gonna carry you brand-wise a lot further. So for the next 60 minutes, I wanna go that we use to increase our chances for virality every single time we're at bat. And we put out 80 videos a week. Lots and lots of videos, all the same formula. Then we're gonna go into some real life examples that may be really relevant to you guys. We're gonna break it down, and then we're gonna ask some questions, and we're gonna break it down even further. Oh, cool. So, didn't think this all the way through, but I wanna show you the difference in 3 different videos that look drastically different to the eye, but they all use the exact same formula. So you're so kindly trying to pause these other ones. This video was a proposal. This is actually an ad. We charged this brand, we said, we're gonna get you 10 million views a month, every single month, on a really niche app called Reclip. Actually a really difficult client. So we use our formula of a proposal. They were watching something, it changes to something else, and that stayed on the screen, and you have Slim Jim, Uno, all these people commenting in the comments, Kardashian, just saying, what is Reclip? What is Reclip? So, and that did drive downloads, but if we just started talking about Reclip off the bat and didn't make it relatable to anybody, nobody would still know what the heck Reclip is, right? So that's how we take proven viral models of hooking. We're gonna break this down later, but we hook them, and you're waiting for proposals. Proposals have the formula built in because it's hook, suspense, payoff. Everybody loves to see it. It's heartwarming. We can all relate to love, or at least most of us can, in some degree. If not, your time is coming. It's gonna happen for you. But people love love. So we integrated that in proven viral concepts. The difference in this, one of my team members had it set up actually, and was not using the formula that she had been taught correctly. This girl was wearing a black dress. This is my little brother. He was wearing something even weirder than this. And we made him change clothes. I went and got a dress from my closet. I rearranged the way that they were sitting because that needed to be stacked in the background, and they were trying to shoot from some angle over here. And it is all those little things, the nuances that we're gonna get into, that are gonna make or break your videos. This is expert thought leader content, which a lot of you guys are familiar with. That's what Ryan's an expert at. But thought leader content, talking head. My opening hook was, I had $80,000 sitting in my trash can. There was a video that we shot, and this is embarrassing to say even now, but I didn't like the way my hair looks. I'm insecure about it, which is why I wear hats. I don't really know how to style it, so I just put this thing on. And I had these horrible tape-ins at the time, and you could see them. And it was so bad, I was so embarrassed, so I just trashed the footage. And I was like, I don't want that. It was the dumbest video ever, and I will show it to you later. 2 boys were doing this, and that made a circle, and I said, I'm gonna jump through you guys off this boat, feet first. And for 3.5 minutes, I just made you think that that was gonna happen, and then I pushed one of the guys in. It made us $80,000, and it was literally in my recently deleted folder, and Blake edited it, because I was too embarrassed to look at it again. And I've never done that again since. I'm like, the more embarrassing, the better. But when you follow the formula, even the dumbest things that you do can go viral, even at your own expense. So that was me just talking about that video, but using the hooks and using everything that Ryan teaches. Same formula I'm gonna break down for you. This video is actually a brand deal too, Lit. You know that song? You came in through the window last night and you're... Those guys, they were coming back on the scene. They had a new album coming out, and this is Justin Timberlake's new club in Nashville. And we were like, all right, we need an opening hook of Lit. This guy was playing their song, that song, at Justin Timberlake's new club, and Lit happens to be walking down the street and hears it, because only in Nashville, right? And they end up climbing through the window. The guys upstage, they're coming in behind him, and all the girls, everybody in the crowd sees what's happening, rushes the stage. He thinks it's all for him, and then they end up jumping in, and he loses his mind. It's really sweet, heartwarming, but really great. You understand what's gonna happen in the first 5 seconds, because we just set it up. It's really simple, not a lot of character development, and you just want to see this amazing moment, which happens at 3 minutes and 1 second on Facebook. All the same formula. So, this is our formula. 6 simple elements that, when combined, consistently generate 10x views on videos regardless of content, niche, or style. Now, it looks really, really simple. Russell Brunson's hook, story, offer, right? For us, it's hook, suspense, payoff, and then 2 things that we do to just take it through the roof are stakes, engagement tactics, and we test every piece of content before we put it out, and we can predict its virality almost to a T. And I'm going to show you how we do that as well, because that's the linchpin of how we've been able to sustain over 1 billion views a month for the last 2.5 years. So hook, obviously, opening 1 to 5 seconds of your video that stops the scroll. I'm going to do a deep, deep, deep dive on this, because I'm not the first person to tell you the hook is the most important part of your video, but we're going to really break that down. Suspense is where your money is. Payoff is if they like you or not at the end of the video. Stakes is going to increase the percentage of viewers who are going to watch. We're going to talk about that a lot. Engagement tactics are strategies that inspire people to engage using emotion, whether that's fear's a big one, or they think they're going to learn something, or they're inspired. We have to create emotion, because the perfect viewer watches the whole thing, they leave a comment, and they share. We're going to show you how we do that. And then we're going to get into split testing. So, the hook, we say absolutely nothing else matters except for the hook. Because most people, when they describe their video, what are they describing? They're describing the outcome of the video. They say, oh my gosh, I'm going to teach you how to make the most amazing 3-ingredient brownies. I have a strategy that's going to save you 30% on taxes. Or I'm going to show people how to turn a $5 garment into a $50 look. Respectfully and statistically, no one's going to see the end of your video. They're not going to see your amazing brownies. They're not going to hear your tax strategy, and they're not going to see your cute little fashion hack, because they're not going to make it there. Maybe they'll make it to the... Did I do that? I think it's dying. It's red. Or check, check. Check, check. Can I get another one of those?
Try the microphone check that one.
Thanks. Or maybe they'll make it to the middle. But even if you look at your best videos retention line, maybe 20% of people actually make it to the end. So we don't want that to happen. Your mission from this day forward is to get 100% retention on your first 5 seconds. That if you walk away with nothing else, I want you to challenge yourself to get 100% retention on your first 5 seconds. Do that and watch how your algorithm starts to change for you. Because our entire job, you guys, is to prevent that half a second of boredom or lack of curiosity or lack of suspense and tension, and they're gone. So how do we get really, really good at being compelling about storytelling, even if the content is as dumb as some of our videos? It's possible. If we can do it with really thoughtless content, you can do it with better content. I promise you. Okay? So this is our goal, 100% retention for your first 5 seconds. And we take it as far as our team, when they present videos to us to put on our slate for the week, I don't want them to tell me, we're going to make 3-ingredient brownies. I say, I don't care. What's your opening shot? What's your opening shot? And that we design videos from the opening shot, because I don't care about the brownies. No one's going to see that if you don't stop them in the scroll. Nothing else matters unless you hold their attention for at least the first 5 seconds, because that is going to open up your algorithm first. And 2, we're going to teach you how to hook them really, really hard in those first 5 seconds. So we design our videos the opposite of the way everybody else does, and we design them in reverse. So we design it by the opening shot. If your goal, let me give you an example of this. Let's do the $5 fashion hack into a $50 look. So if a girl influencer, if she's like, hey guys, I'm going to show you today how to turn this $5 Goodwill dress into a $50 outfit, or $500 outfit even. Make it more exciting. Who's going to care? I'm not going to watch that video. Are you going to watch that video? All the guys are probably out. Girls, if you're into fashion and you care in that moment of mindlessly scrolling how to increase your fashion presence, I probably should watch that video. But in that moment, most of us are out. You've just lost everyone when you open with the outcome, when you open with the payoff. So instead, depending on your propensity to storytell and your personality type, we make viral videos for a living. So this would be my suggestion if that's the outcome that you want. I would go in public, like this, or take an area of your house, get a rolling fashion rack and just kind of put a poster up, make it look like a department store. You're on a static phone, right? And I would have her look around, so she's nervous, she's heightening the stakes, and she just starts cutting right on the dresser, right on the rack in public. You can see there's the tag, and she starts cutting this dress. And then she's gonna cut that. She's gonna be wearing a big oversized hoodie maybe. And then she's gonna take this off, still looking like she's hiding, and she's gonna put it on her body. At this time, her friend, who's wearing a red t-shirt and a whistle or something that looks like he works there, is gonna come probably 5 feet behind her, look at her, get on her fake radio, and act like he's calling somebody. So to raise the stakes and heighten it and the suspense even more. And she doesn't see him, obviously, but now we know somebody's coming and there's gonna be controversy. And then she's gonna keep doing it. Now she's gonna start cutting that dress on her body, and she's gonna do all this, and people just love watching women's bodies. I don't know why, but she's just gonna keep cutting it, and she's gonna do her skill set of how she would normally do that. And 3 minutes later, she's gonna say this, whatever her hook is. This is how you turn a $5 look, $5 Goodwill look into a $50 outfit. And she's gonna take shoes, and she's gonna complete the thing, she's gonna look amazing, and now, all of us probably watched that, and we learned something, and that if we're into that thing, we'll follow and like her thing. And that's how you get followers really, really fast if you storytell appropriately. But you have to create emotion and suspense. And now we all just got tricked into watching a fashion hack video. So, thank you so much. Have we ever tricked anybody into watching a video like that, and at the end you were so mad at us? So disappointed? I know. But wait till it's you, then you're gonna love it. So, we do this because watch time is king. And percent completed, and Goodwill, the algorithm is shifting all the time. We study 200 pages worth of data every single day that helps us define these, the way that we craft our slates. And I would still by far and large say, if you're new to this, start with just watch time. Get more people to watch your videos for longer. And that's what the formula is built for. So, as we're gonna get into the hook, the number one thing, the golden rule, is your first 5 seconds must set up a hook that doesn't resolve until the last 5 seconds. That's how you're gonna get your watch time. First 5 seconds, have to set up a hook that doesn't resolve until the last 5 seconds. Because, okay, think about it. Liam Neeson, we love Taken, right? We love Liam Neeson, or action movies, Batman, things like that, Wonder Woman. Would we watch a 2-hour movie if his daughter's stuffed animal got taken and he was trying to get it back for her? No, because there's no stakes involved. We don't care. We care to watch because his daughter was sex trafficked to the other side of the world, and he had to go get her in 72 hours and killed 69 people in the process. That's why we care. So we're gonna get into that more, but we have to build in watch time. This is why successful sitcoms can stay around for years. This is movies. This is no different. Every good story has to have a hook that doesn't resolve until the end of the episode or the end of the movie or the series. So this isn't rocket science, and we're not reinventing the wheel. These are the basics, but people aren't used to seeing this on social media. We're even making our videos based on like famous sitcom scenes that people love, but they get mad at us because it's fake, it's scripted, and they don't expect to see that on social media, but they're still entertained by it. And our entire career has been one big experiment of people saying what they want to watch versus us paying attention to what they actually pay attention to. People say that they hate our videos. yet they continue to watch all of them and say really mean things in the comments, but they still continue to watch because they're compelling. So as you go wider and wider, you're gonna get more hate, and it's gonna get you more thick skin, but you're eventually gonna get what you want if you learn how to storytell appropriately and make people feel something. So, is it me? Probably. Okay. I just noticed the top of the slide said that. Somebody who works for us made these slides for me, and she thinks she's very funny, because she is. How to be a hooker. How to be a good hooker. We're going to teach you guys to be great hookers. So, I just told you why part of the video, right? So here's the 5 elements that we include in every single video. If you cannot include all 5, at least include 3. Challenge yourself to include 3 of these elements, and if you can only pick 1, pick this one. Create a curiosity gap. And that is playing off what we just talked about, creating a hook that doesn't resolve into the last 5 seconds. One of our favorite that don't belong together. And I really encourage you to experiment with this one. It's when you take a bag of Doritos and you dump them in the sink or a crock pot. If you've ever seen a video of a guy with a hole saw drilling through furniture, that's my husband. And he's upset a lot of people. But you shouldn't take a drill and put it into your car tire. You shouldn't put a drill through your mattress. You know, you're combining 2 things that don't normally go together. You shouldn't normally see a bra going into a pot of boiling water. But what that does is it makes you stop, and that makes me think, ooh, if I'm a girl, I'm like, ooh, what do I not know? What should I be learning? And guys are like, what do they do with that? What do they do with that bra? And your opening half a second is maybe, say this bra was undone, it's me it off, and then there's a pot of boiling water, and then it's immediately going into a pot of boiling water. Why? Because of the curiosity gap, and you're not going to learn why until the last 5 seconds. I'll carry this example actually through the 5 elements so you can see. Actually, I'm going to move slides. I want you to watch this video. I don't think we're going to get sound on it, but I think you'll still understand. If I can get rack of ribs going on a car engine, ranch seasoning. And I'm saying we've got to go to our family reunion, and we're very, very late. How long do ribs take to cook? 4 hours. How long is our drive? 4 hours? Good answer. We're not really going anywhere. We're going around the block. And then 15 seconds, we're in the car. Absolutely certain that it is. So he's playing the viewer commenter role, and I'm very firm as the authority that this is going to work. So now we've pinned the commenters against each other. You're either on Team Adley or Team Blake. And then we cut it open. This was a different set of ribs that had been baking in the oven for 4 hours. But we just got the shots, right? And then I act like we're right outside my family's house. We forgot to cook for Thanksgiving, relatability. And then we're going to take this in and serve it to them. And people hate that. But this video did about 60 million views, and it was a nice payday. And it took us 15 minutes, minus the real ribs that had to cook. But I ate those for dinner that night anyway, you know? So 15 minutes, and then we do 5 of these a day. And most of them hit or at least make their money back, you know? But this is low stakes. If you got a car and you got 2 racks of ribs, you can just get creative. And we didn't come up with this because of the payoff of serving something nasty to your family. We came up with the opening shot, rack of ribs going on a car engine. Now, when people try to replicate our videos, which we encourage, in our course, I give people 400 swipe files, our most viral videos, and I say, go copy these beat for beat until you can feel the difference of how it makes to make a viral video. It feels very different. It feels uncomfortable, and until you get that muscle memory going, don't try to reinvent the wheel and come up with your own ideas. You're gonna be at this for a year before you get great. Copy these and do it with a steak or something different than ribs if you wanna switch it up. But a lot of people, when they copy, let me see if I can go back to this opening shot. Look at the placement. Other people they were shooting from a different angle. I have something big. I'm fully in the 4x5, so the top and bottom are not being blocked. And I'm looking at the camera and I'm saying, come here, come here, come here with this big thing of meat. Hood's already open. And then it goes straight on the foil that's also already there. So in the first 3 seconds, we're baiting you with curiosity, a huge visual, a promise of some sort, setting up what is not going to pay off until the last 5 seconds, and it's very, very easy. Only thing I wish was different was I wish that car was like red or something even more eye-catching. But placement and ease of those first 3 seconds is very, very important as well. That homework for you guys is write down 10 things that are not typically seen together and just brainstorm your opening shot. Fitness people. I've always wanted somebody to make this video. I don't know where the rest of it goes yet, but you just have a blender and you have a steak going into a blender. Because people love steak and they're not gonna like that at all. So you just steak going into a blender and you're gonna make a protein shake. I don't know. But then maybe you add protein powder and you can continue to do things, especially if you're an expert and maybe Brandon Carter's not wearing a shirt or something, doing this so you trust him and whatever he's doing, but it's weird, it's quirky, and we feel like we're learning something and we're playing on emotion and also we're shocked. The hook is all about setting up that emotion so that it's shocking. It's, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the proposal, or I can't wait to see the gender of the baby, or something that we just want to see that makes us feel some emotion. The hook has to set that up. Second most important part of a hook is relatability. Unniche yourself. Blake and I, during quarantine is when things really took off for us. In 2020, we went from averaging 20 million views a week to over 200 million views a week. And that was because we just did couples pranks and relatability. Every single comment was, oh my God, babe, this is so me, this is so us. I would kill you if you did this. You know, it was, people could see themselves in us. And so if we would brainstorm those ideas by, I always wanted to put weird things in the house. Like or even if I want a dog, that's a relatable couples theme. Wife wants a dog, guy doesn't want pets. And then so I would take that idea and just 10x it by saying, I'm gonna turn the apartment into a barnyard for the day. And it's gonna be a scene of me carrying goats, you know, past the bellman or something and putting it in the cart and taking it up to my apartment. You know, so we just take really relatable themes and we 10x them. So in your niche, think about what is relatable. What are the things that people want to know? What are you talking about? And then how do you make that polarizing off the bat? How do you shock people? Because it's endless content out there, you guys. So you have to find a way to master stopping the scroll, which means you have to create a shocking emotion, or fear, or feel good is another big one. But you got to find your bucket and lead people to what you actually want them to know at the end if they make it there. Third one is visual storytelling. So a huge thing for us when we make viral videos as a job is that they can go international. For a long time with our couples pranks, they were very American. And we'd been doing it the longest. And I was like, man, why can't we do that? And our first 100 million hitter was the oldest trick in the book. Shaving cream in a sleeping person's hand, and then I had a fly app, and I'm behind Blake going zzz, zzz, and he's like flinching, and then I eventually like touch his face, and he smacks this pill. So there's a little bit of a twist on the oldest trick in the book, and that was our first 100 million view video, and that's where I was like, that's it. That's it. It's the oldest trick in the book, and that's what got us 100 million views. Okay, I'm in. I get it now. It clicked. We just need to storytell broader when we're going for views. And the easiest way to do that is make sure everything can be understood without sound, because 82% of people watch without sound. TikTok, I would say people have sound on more, but Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube Shorts, a lot of people are watching without sound, and you're gonna have the best chance to go viral if it can be understood no matter what language you speak. And like with watching ribs go on a thing, cooking, you understand what's happening. With every single video that's not thought leader educational content from us, we're physically showing you everything because it's all pretty surface level. Because they're mindlessly scrolling. So if I were to start a video like, hey guys, I'm gonna get Blake back with a revenge prank because last week he did this, and they're all gone. They don't know who I am. They don't know who Blake is. They didn't see what happened last week, or the prank, or the revenge. They're gone. So everything is a hero story. Every content can stand alone, and can be understood visually. So you want to demonstrate it. That ties right into the next important element is starting the action. We never set up what we're gonna do. All right, guys, in this video, I'm gonna show you how I can balance this pencil over this cup of water, and then I'm gonna put it on my head, and it's gonna stay there for 15 seconds or more. No, we're just gonna take the cup of water, put it on our head, have a pencil above. They understand. They understand what's happening. Do not describe what you're about to do. Just start doing it. And if you can't immediately start with a visual, you need to rethink the script for your video. You probably need to rethink that storyboarding a little bit, because if you don't shock them or get them to stop that scroll, you've lost them. And then the coolest magic act in the world won't work, right? Because they're not going to see it. So start in the amount of times from people just not starting directly in the action. And when I watch people's videos and help them with editing, so many times I'm watching and I'm so bored in the first 15, 20 seconds, I'm like, that's where it should have started. This guy was gonna make a nasty smoothie. He would put like sardines and all this stuff in a smoothie, and it was yes or no. He's blindfolded. Yes, I want the sardines. No, I don't want this. And it's gonna make a mystery smoothie. And it was just describing, are you ready? Yeah, this is gonna be so gross, I can't believe it. Okay, 15 seconds in, they start duct taping his eyes shut. I'm like, that's where you start. You don't start, are you nervous? Are you excited? We're gonna make a shit smoothie. You know, like, I don't care, but I do wanna know what's happening if you're just duct taping someone's eyes closed and a blender's in front of him and his hands are up, you know? And then start getting into sardines. Yes, now the whole thing can be understood without sound. You see him with his little yes-no paddles and you see nasty stuff going in a blender. He can't see it, you get it. Kill the entire first 15 seconds of describing what they're about to see, because they're gone, they won't see it anyway. And the last one, absolutely no chaos. So there's a big difference between chaos and confusion. A confused brain is equal to chaos in my mind, in the fact that a confused brain will scroll. So if I sensory overload the viewer, if I'm doing a big action, I'm taking those ribs and I'm saying, come here, come here, come here, my action, and then I have a red arrow on the ribs and I have text on screen saying, this girl's about to da-da-da, or I don't know what to look at. You're trying to tell me to read this, but look at where the arrow's pointing, and she's doing this, and I gotta read also, and I'm confused, it's chaotic, I'm out. So don't overload those first 5 seconds, or don't overload at any point. A lot of people, when they start trying to over-edit, it feels chaotic. It's not simple and it's not clear, and they're out of touch with kind of the psychology of hooking and holding a single moment of tension. So, yeah, does that make sense? To not be chaotic and not have, we do a lot of family games, and sometimes say you're flipping a cup and winning a prize and stuff like that, everyone's screaming, girl, and then there's blue and red tape everywhere, and there's stuff all over the counter, and I understand you're playing a game, but it's really complex, everybody's yelling, it's not clear to me exactly what's happening, it feels like chaos, I'm out. That was really stressful. But if it's clean and calm, okay, flip, yay! All right, now take this and pour it over the plate. It reveals your prize, great! Now you just help me understand in the first 3 to 5 seconds the order of how this game is played. I linked it, and then you can kind of up the excitement and the stakes as it goes, but we really gotta have a lot of clarity in the hook. It's gotta be really, really simple to understand, simple action, and you combine those 5 elements, I think you'll be in good shape. So this bra going in the boiling water, this was a 100 million view video, and it was actually, somebody had said, I want to sell tie-dye kits, and they're like an Etsy person, and they were just having no luck. And so we're like, okay, you're gonna take a bra, you're gonna dip it in boiling water, and then she's gonna say really quickly, take your Gatorade, white Gatorade only, and pour it right over that bra, make sure it's 100% soaked, leave that for no longer than 10 seconds. Immediately come in, grab your salt. We prefer pink Himalayan salt. Make sure that is totally soaking in the water, about half a cup there, while you put maybe a couple tablespoons in. So just like a little ear candy of, she's wrong, but people will comment that. And so you just take that and then you do the pink salt and then you douse that. You're gonna cover it for 3 seconds, okay? You're gonna trap all of that condensation in. It doesn't make any sense, but you're gonna say it with authority. You're gonna trap it in, and 3, 2, 1. We're gonna take that off. And as soon as all that steam rises, that's immediately when you're gonna take your tongs and lift the bra out. Lift the bra out slowly, 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 and immediately take it over to a baking sheet. Perfect. Make sure it's spread out, nothing overlapping here. Now you're gonna take 10 rubber bands, really, really quickly. 10 rubber bands, and we're gonna put it in these 10 spots. Really quickly, here we go. And act like you have a system to where you're tying rubber bands. At 2 minutes in now, you're introducing the tie-dye, and this is how to make a Victoria's Secret bra, or how to use this tie-dye kit, and start talking about the benefits of this tie-dye kit. Now you probably have around 50% retention, maybe making it there, and maximum exposure on that tie-dye kit. But you're not talking about a tie-dye kit until the end, because again, nobody cares about tie-dye kits. I don't know if I'm gonna get this, but Blake is sawing a bike in half in public in a ghillie suit. This one did 300 million views. I wish I could play it again, but I'm not. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can just play that hook for you. Ghillie suit, park, bike, brand new bike, $60 at Goodwill, and it's bright. Why is he in a ghillie suit? He's in public. That raises the stakes. He cuts it in half and then immediately duct tapes it back together. So that's confusing, but in a good way. It's clear, but it's curiosity baiting. And about to steal the bike, then they don't, but the guy who does, you know that that bike's gonna fall in half, and we're just waiting to watch an idiot fall over. But it's karma, you know? That was that. This one, I dreamt this video. I was like, wanna put eggs in a coffee pot filter, and then we were like, well, what could that make? Eggnog? I don't know. Sure, but yeah, let's try it. And it took 10 minutes with stuff I had in the fridge. Immediate shot, cracking eggs into a coffee filter, and this is right around the holidays too. So eggs into a filter, and then I put Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc or something in the water part, and then it comes up, and then spices and cinnamon and everything at the bottom. Then we rim the glasses, and then you just don't know. I never say eggnog, because people don't care about eggnog. But at the end, you're like, that's bullshit. Or does that work? Like, is that really how you make eggnog? And it's believable enough. It's not so silly that it's out of the realm of possibility. Some of them are, but that's where we've made mistakes, is taking it too far. Like, this is kind of believable for a lot of people. And this one is a gender reveal. You don't get to see it. Use a balloon, and we pop it, and it reveals it's pink or blue at the end. People didn't like that one. And I didn't even think about it being insensitive until I saw the comments. I was like, shit. I think we ended up taking it down. But I was like, that's a shocking opening shot. It was, but not a good look. I did lie. We talked about the hook being the most important part, and it is, unless you care about reach and money. So it's gonna give you the best shot at having reach, right? Because you did the main thing. You stopped the scroll. Okay, now that you've got their attention, how you gonna hold it? To watch to the end for your call to action to get the sale, or in our world, we get paid off the views. Like a YouTuber, we get paid from ad revenue. So a 5-second watch time is very bad. We were winning Facebook and really all the platforms that can grow accounts so quickly. We just grew 8 million subscribers on YouTube in the last 6 months across our different channels. But we have ones that just skyrocketed to 2 million subs in 3 months. Blew my mind. Same videos, same content. But their algorithm just has it popping with shorts right now. So a 5-second watch time isn't gonna get us crap. It's gonna get attention, but if they scroll, we make no money. So we have to do the rest of the formula. So you can see it's not hard. There's so many elements to getting great at it, but we're talking about really simple stuff that everybody in this room could do, because it's all psychology, all right? And you could do this for a living with the clothes on your back, an iPhone, and stuff in the fridge, if you wanted to, you know? So you don't have to be fancy. And what Ryan was saying earlier about we don't shoot on fancy cameras because we create found footage, like amazing things caught on Ring camera or things that look real. And if I had shot those on a professional camera, they would look high produced, and then they just take it into like influencer world and expert world, which isn't viral video world. So we got our hook, first 5 seconds. We're gonna hold people on that thought until the last 5 seconds. So what are we doing for the other 2 minutes and 45 seconds? Or in our case, we've made 18, 20-minute long videos that crush as well, holding a single moment of tension and thought. That's really what made people hate us. But they would still watch it. That's the crazy part. Like if you can get so good at holding attention with an 18, 20-minute long video, it makes making shorts a walk in the park. So that's why we teach people how to get good at making 3-minute long videos and longer, because then their shorts are crushing. You cut that video down to a banger 30 seconds, you're gonna soar. In between is suspense and all the elements that go into it. So I firmly believe that suspense is the difference between good creators and great creators, great storytellers, legendary books, movies, shows. It's suspense. It's making us care and making us come back and watch it the next week. We wouldn't do that if it weren't for suspense. Same thing in your short form videos. This is the Starbucks video that Ryan was referencing that I edited 1 million times. 57 million views on the main Facebook post on it. I filmed this video. My friend's wild. Her name's Taylor Watson, one of our best creators. This is her second video that she ever shot with me. And she commandeered a Starbucks. Like walked in, found TikTokers working the counter and was like, when is your manager on lunch? And they said noon. She goes, great, we'll be back. Can we shoot a TikTok? And they were like, yeah, cool. And like she used my followers as the clout because she had none at the time. Her second video acted like a guy is coming through. She works there and then catches her cheating boyfriend coming through the thing. She grabs a scone and starts chucking it at him, takes a Frappuccino, throws it at him like wild woman. I would never have the balls to make the videos that she makes. But her second video ever made $104,000. It made 80 grand in 2 days. And I got to hand her an $80,000 check. She goes, how's the video doing? And I'm like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And I turned the phone around and I showed her 80,000 and she broke down crying. I broke down crying. And I just watched someone's life change instantly. I still get chills thinking about it. And that's really, I'll never replace that feeling of watching. She was in a bad situation at the time. And I just watched that skill set just to totally change her life. My brother was laid off a bunch during COVID, and he was selling floor cleaning supplies at the time. And I was like, let me teach you how to do this. And his life changed 6 months in. He was making 15, 20 grand a month. But first month was like 500, then 750, then 1,500, then 6K, and then he's been good ever since. As long as you keep making the videos, the formula's there and it works, and as long as the platforms keep paying creators. That part we can't do anything about. But I really believe that the currency of attention is the #1 skill set that you can learn because it's also the most transferable. Whether you're in sales, whether the platforms go down, if you learn how to get attention and storytell well and make people feel something, you're always going to be fine. You're always going to have a job. It's a very highly transferable skill set. So, elements of good suspense. It holds a single moment of tension. There was a video that did 50 million views on I'd Had a Little Wine. We had a mousetrap, and there's some cheese in it. And the whole video, you can tell I'm going to get this cheese out without setting off the trap. And I'm just like, my tongue, the whole thing is very high stakes. I'm giggling. My breath is going to set it off. It was very compelling and interesting. And I'm laughing too hard. And then they hold my hands behind my back because I keep trying to touch it. And they're like, you're going to ruin your fingers. And then every comment's like, but not her teeth and her face. But it was, that video made 40 grand of just hold a stupid thing. But we can do it with not stupid things too. I'll use another stupid example though. We made the same, 13 million views off, there's a button and it just says press the button. And Blake comes up to me, he goes, hey, press the button. And we're immediately like, no. He's like, just press the button. I'm like, absolutely not. Nothing bad is gonna happen, Alex, just press the button. No, press the button. We did that for 3 minutes. And you just think my finger stays right on that button so you know it's gonna happen any second. If I would have backed off and been like, no, we would have lost everybody. We stayed right there, held that single moment of tension. Whatever your hook is, hold them right there. Watch your body language, and it's always moving forward, and it's gonna happen any second on one singular thought. When is she gonna push that effing button? Push it! And they're yelling too. Now they care if I push the button or not. And we improv that video, and it made like $1,000. But it took us 3 minutes and 2 seconds. So it doesn't matter how stupid it is, it matters if you follow the formula and hold the tension. Remains visually interesting without giving them the payoff. So a lot of videos fail in their watch time because they have multiple payoffs. Like if your arm itches really, really bad and you kind of scratch it, you're getting closer there, you're kind of paying off. We want you to scratch that itch so bad that you're not satisfied until you scratch that, right? That's the tension you want to create in your videos. So if you have multiple payoffs, like if you're tie-dyeing something, like you drilled into a paint can, it's on the ceiling and it's doing a pendulum and painting a sweatshirt or something. If I can kind of see what it's gonna look like at the end, I'm like, I kind of get it, I'm out halfway through. You need to lay a stencil over it or something, or body block it some way where I can kind of see but not the full thing. If they feel like they can see the end before the last 5 seconds, you're in trouble. So find a way to add layers to your thing where they can kind of get where it's going, but you're withholding the biggest thing until the end, whether that's information or a visual payoff. A sense of urgency. So where I'm saying press the button, do it right now. Whoever's filming is like, oh my God, just do it. I'm getting annoyed, just press it. Holy crap, just press it. Somebody has to be the antagonist. Somebody has to be on the viewer's side of things so they feel spoken for and they don't feel like you guys are off in your own world. Does that make sense? Like you want somebody to play the viewer's side because then it adds the believability that this thing is going to happen. And let me think of a way that could apply to you guys. I'll do that in a different slide. Give them no chance to swipe away. Hold the why, the emotion that you identified in the first 5 seconds, and make sure it paces really, really well. If you're going for longer content and you're trying to make money on in-stream ads, or just get longer watch time on your educational content, make sure that first beginning is not slow. It needs to pace well, it needs the punch, it needs the hook, and then whether you kind of micro cut through things or you speed it up like a minute and 6%, or I could do 106%, so it just helps the viewer out, or at least they feel like you're helping them out because it's pacing really well. In our case, we do it for the first minute. We'll zoom through a recipe or something for 1 minute and 30 seconds. We're like, oh my God, we blinked and we're at 1 minute 30 seconds with this recipe. It's almost done, but now it's gonna cut to real time. All right, now it's almost done. We're gonna take it out of the oven. Camera's behind me. Whew, it's so hot. Can you back up, back up, back up, back up? The viewer can't see. The camera's gonna try to come over my shoulder. Let me see. Hold on, it's really hot. And we're gonna back it. And then I'm gonna get here and then I'm gonna have foil over it already. So now I come around and now we're gonna peel back this foil. Ooh, it's hot. Oh, do you see that? Oh, this is gonna be so good. And we're slowly revealing we're there. But if they've watched for 1 minute and 30 seconds, they're pot committed. They probably already saw an ad. Now you got them. Stretch it. And that's what we call the 7th inning stretch. Just continue to hold that suspense for as long as you can. And then show it and then get off the video. So a lot of people, when they first start doing this and you're in the idea generation phase, they're like, how do you turn a piece of inspiration, a gift like this, into a 3-minute video? And I already told you about this video earlier, but this is usually where we get inspiration. We're like, ooh, that. And most reel creators or shorts creators, TikTokers, would just make this maybe 30 seconds long, but that's why we teach the craft of stretching it. So this is my bad track hair. This is it. I just say, yep, I'm going to go through not like this. We're going to go through, and then I step up. I'm telling them to touch their tips. People love that one. And then, so I'm just about to do it. The camera girl's saying, oh my God, just do it. I want to see this. Come on, it's cold. And the water's going to be freezing, and that's that. So now we're at the payoff. The payoff is the last 5 seconds of your video. And ideally, if your goal is not to make people hate you, make it be shareable, right? That brings it back to relatability because you create an emotion. Think about what makes you share any piece of content because of the way it made you feel. Oh, my sister has to see this. She would love it. Oh, I got to send this to my partner. They would love it. My mom, this is so her. It's relatable to people. So don't make a video if you don't think that other people can relate to it and it's all about you. It's got to be, ideally, it's satisfying at the end, so you leave them with a positive emotion, adds to the shareability. Achieve the emotion you set as a goal, even if that was anger. If you went for anger, you're in politics, or you are trying to make somebody fearful of something, like don't eat Flaming Hot Cheetos. Like, if you're trying to make people afraid of them and you're teaching something, you're holding the biggest piece of information to the end, then give it to them and satisfy what you set up in the hook. Or you'll get in trouble for clickbait. We learned that too. And then don't linger. Because percent completed, if you can get 103, 112% watch time, meaning it loops and more people, they watched it, at least part of it, more than once, that's excellent. Excellent. So even if you're doing 20, 30-second videos, have it in a way that it can loop. It cuts off, when people are just cutting off the beginning or the half of the last word. So you're like, what'd you get? And then you watch another 5 seconds of the opening again because it loops. It was just a nice pattern interrupt at the end because they cut it short to maximize their watch time and create a little pattern interrupt so you didn't swipe away too early. Great trick. So that is the foundation of the formula. I think I need to speed it up here. How am I doing on time? Good? I have 5 minutes left? Good, okay. You got the foundation. That's just hook, suspense, payoff. Those are the basics. How do we get people to care about you though? We raise the stakes. This image, if you can't see it, this is a gender reveal. That's boy or girl. She's pregnant. He wants a divorce. He got a big sign in the back that says, I want a divorce. So immediately you're like, oh shit. And we're gonna watch them go do this gender reveal. And it's amazing what people will pay attention to. The videos that I love and care about the most, to be totally honest with you, they do the worst. People wanna watch trash TV. And I feel like we've turned into like a television network where just like, people wanna watch that, really, they do. Okay, do I wanna make payroll this week? All right, more gender reveals in weird ways. And we grew an entire YouTube channel to 2 million subscribers doing bullshit gender reveals. So we make 14 different ways to have a gender reveal right now every single week, and we will do it until it stops working. But that's what the data says that people wanna watch right now. So it's soap opera stuff, And you're just waiting to see her reaction to seeing the sign while she's going through so excited about their baby and their life together and what they're building. This is silly. Stakes determine why people are going to care. 4 easiest ways to raise the stakes in your videos: location, props, wardrobe, and casting. So let's talk about location. Low stakes would be doing a prank at home. If you are just staying comfortable and doing all your pranks at home, that's okay. We do a lot of pranks at home, but you want to ensure more people are going to watch this prank, go do it in the middle of a Target. Go do it at a Dodgers game. Go do it in public because it immediately makes you go, oh, it just raises the stakes just by the location alone. Same prank, or same video, same educational piece of content, but don't be in a suit in a boardroom. Go sit on a roof. Raise the stakes physically. Get up there. Change the location. It's just a pattern interrupt, and it immediately draws us in a little bit. If you get engaged in your living room versus getting engaged at a Dodgers game or something like that, that has a little bit more stakes. Which one are you more likely to watch? You got 2 videos in your feed. Guy's gonna propose on the living room sitting on the couch. Okay, it's not that cute. In public in front of 100,000 people with a chance of getting rejected and publicly humiliated, we're all gonna watch that video. Same bit, same thing, different location, immediately raises the stakes, making more people care. If I'm gonna knock this on the floor, we don't care as much. If this was a very fancy glass of wine and I'm wearing white, we care more, right? Just little things. A 30-year-old reuniting with their high school sweetheart, or an 80-year-old couple reuniting with their high school sweetheart. Casting. Giving money to a person in street clothes, giving money to somebody who's an overworked nurse, right? Just stakes. People, location, props, location. Location. You need to get out of the house. Whatever you're gonna do, go do it in public. Easiest way to get more people to care and watch your video. Props. These examples, I've forgotten about some of these videos, but this was a good example of props. Do you guys remember that trend or challenge where there's an egg and then there's a see-through carton over it and people are blindfolded doing this? And somebody's gonna remove the carton and somebody's gonna break the egg and it goes really fast. Well, what's the payoff there? Somebody breaks an egg, okay, but everybody was in and about this trend because it's easy to do, it's very replicable, and like ice buckets, it's not that hard to do. Everybody had access to do that. So the point of entry was very accessible. So we took that trend while it was trending, and we swapped the egg for a live mouse. It's a live white mouse. Kind of looks like an egg. Now, you and I know I'm never going to hit the mouse. The viewer doesn't know I'm never going to hit the mouse, right? So we were doing the egg thing, and then he's like, oh my God, you're too good at this. Blindfolded me, and then he puts the mouse in there. So, then I start hitting real hard. And so every viewer, you're not swiping away from that video. You're going to watch and see if I hit this mouse. Don't act above it. So I know we had a key word that he was going to say where I needed to miss the table or something entirely, and mouse gets freed, and he takes the mouse, but that was in the last 5 seconds of the video, right? So it was just creating and holding a single moment of tension, and we took a very popular trend, swapped the prop, and got a lot more people to care, right? Versus just watching us do the same trend as everybody else. So how do you spin it, raise the stakes, just with a simple prop? Wardrobe. So again, we script entertaining videos. And I feel, you know when you used to listen to the DJ as a kid on the radio, and he would read all these amazing stories that were happening in your community and things that people wrote in and said. And I don't know if you're like me, but when I learned that those were fake, a part of my heart was so sad. Or you learn reality TV is fake and scripted, and you're so sad and it stings a little bit. That's kind of how people get when I tell them that these internet videos are also fake. So I'm sorry if you're just learning this for the first time, but I do feel bad for you. I know what you're going through. But wardrobe helps us care about the character. So even in the way that you dress in your videos, my guess is 99% of the people in this room are not going to start making viral videos as a job. If you want to, call me. But wardrobe and the way that you dress alone tells a story about who you're helping, right? So in our sense, we gave a car, we had a smoke bomb, and then it goes in somebody's open front part where the engine is, hood. Smoke bomb goes in hood, guy takes off his shirt, puts on a security uniform, it's like a Just for Laughs bit, right? And then takes it and puts it in her window. Now we know someone's gonna come out, think their car is smoking, and they have a ticket. That's in the first 7 seconds probably. And it's a nurse, and she's overworked. You can tell she's exhausted coming out after a hard day. We swap that car with a brand new one, hand her a new set of keys. And that was, I think, a brand deal that we did for Land Rover. And it was just a fun story bit, but it was when the Defender was coming out. So we care about her if she's a regular person, but the stakes are raised when she's an overworked nurse. Cop is searching. Here's something you can do. Okay, when we try to come up with new ideas, we'll look at trends. So what videos do people love to watch that are dedicated audiences? YouTubers do a lot of unboxing videos, and people are somehow really interested in unboxing videos. So how do we take that concept that is perfect for the formula, by the way, hook, suspense, payoff, you don't pay it off until you see what's in the box, right? So we would take that same theme of unboxing, but what else do people watch taking things off? Girls. So all our videos are very PG, by the way, PG-13, because we make money from ads. So girl on a boat, she has her body wrapped up in so many layers, and cop has reason to search the boat, and he's just taking this off. Is it drugs? Is it money? What is this girl hiding on this boat? And cop unwraps girl only to find she had a new tattoo or something. Doesn't matter what the payoff is. But we're playing on themes of unboxing. So when we unbox large Christmas gifts, we'll give a puppy to a kid for Christmas and it's in box after box after box or something like that. So we'll find things like unboxing or other themes like that and twist them to make the same psychological play happen, but in our world. And finding mystery boxes. You're pulling something big out of the ocean and you don't know what it's in. It's this giant treasure box type of thing. We'll do it in the ocean. We'll change the location and we'll make the man a fisherman so it's believable. Or this is a construction worker on a construction site, $12 vest on Amazon or $5 at a truck stop, and go put that box in some dirt and put a vest on him. We immediately care more, right? So we're trying to raise the percentage of people that are gonna care versus watching you unbox something in your living room. Casting, we did this prank. One of our team members did this prank, and we did a young girl piercing nipple prank, and she's in the car, and she's just putting those on, puts a shirt on, waiting to see if her boyfriend notices, because you can kind of see it through the shirt, and it crushed. So we're like, great, we know that formula works. Let's do it with older people. So this lady is 80-something years old, and it's her, so she thinks she's hilarious. She's so tickled with herself, and she's putting these on, giggling, and there's an old man talking to her from that toilet back there, so you know he's coming. And then it's just funny to watch the same thing play out, but what 80-year-old woman has that type of youthful, prankish heart? People loved it. Instead of blowing out a birthday cake, he blew candles out of a banana. Why? We didn't have a birthday cake, but it was just interesting opening shot, a birthday cake and a banana. We use young kids a lot just to bring in the relatability factor. And yeah, different types of characters. Like he's dressed in a Budweiser tank top and a camo hat. We're trying to keep that video in middle America. Because it earns more. Okay, who owns a small business? Oh, good, like about half the room. Maybe shout something at me and let's see if we can design a video for you. Do we have time for this, or should we go straight into questions?
Like about 5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes. Okay, let's see if we can do one quick example. Or say you have an idea. Let's round table real quick. Say
House flipping. Meal prep.
house flipping, meal prep.
Subconscious program.
Meal prep? Okay. Meal-
Spouses cheating on their diet, but meal prepping and the...
Sounds like a prank to me, yeah. If your spouse keeps cheating, the biggest thing we want to think about is opening shot. So cooking videos, we have a lot of really successful cooking pages. The ones that are straight up cooking, you can have a really successful cooking page doing straight up authentic cooking, but it's going to take a lot longer than if you're willing to be a little bit triggering, just a little bit. Just to do something that's not even triggering necessarily, it's just curiosity inspiring. Like say you make, you're doing keto nachos and you got a really cool recipe for that. I wouldn't start by just putting nachos out on a pan. I would start by, if you can incorporate Cheetos, that's a bad ingredient, but you get me, or pickles. Whatever your ingredient is, that is the most unique one for your recipe, make it in something that you wouldn't normally make it in. Or like a muffin tin. Take your pickles and put them in the bottom of muffin tins, and then sprinkle some cheese on it, and achieve your same result, but get there at the end, because I don't care about keto nachos, and if you lead with that, I'm out. But I care, because I've never seen it before. Why are you putting pickled chips in a muffin tin? You know, or at the bottom of a bundt cake? Make a whole keto cake, you know, and then slice it up and meal prep it afterwards. Big batches of things people really like. There was a girl that we're training right now, and she has this 5-ingredient recipe that her family just loves. It's a cake crumble thing. And she goes, so I'm gonna start by taking my shoe off and hammering the graham crackers in the pan. I'm like, this is rich coming from me, but that's too absurd, too quick. You know, it just takes it out of the realm of serious because you're in a kitchen. And I said, go do this in the car. You're right outside your family's house. I want you to take, I think her opening shot was butter or icing. I said, I want your melted butter or your icing. You've got a tripod in a car. You've got your baking pan. I don't cook. Baking, whatever cake's going. And I want you taking melted butter and pouring it down, or your melted icing, whatever that is. And I want you to kind of be looking like, I'm kind of rushed. Okay. Now take your graham crackers, show me the label. Don't show me a bag of graham crackers. I don't know what that is. Make sure we can see it. It's relatable. Start crunching it, and maybe you just have another shoe right there. And then, like you needed to go faster, then just start doing it because that feels like there was a reason to do it. It was a necessity. Then take it, put it over the butter. I'm not a cook. I don't watch cooking stuff, but I would watch this lady, because it seems believable. And then 30 seconds into the video, I want her to say, I'm right outside my family's house right now. I forgot to make my niece's favorite dish, but it's so easy. It's 5 ingredients and it happens so fast, so I'm able to do it in the car. Thank goodness. Okay, almost last step here. And then she explains what she's doing, but she didn't explain that up front. If she would have explained, I'm right outside somebody's house and I've got to do this thing, so I'm going to show you this 5-ingredient thing. She's talking at me. She's not starting in the action. Give me a big visual right up front. And I would say the same thing for meal prep or for food. Just delay the outcome. Don't say the payoff up front, because you're just going to niche it down. And if we're talking about going for views and attention, if you niche yourself down up front, you're not going to get those views that you're hoping for. But there is a way to do it. And it's just by moving it farther back in the video. We don't really need to go into this. This is a case study for that company Reclip that I showed you. And when we make, this is how I would do seamless brand integration at scale, is take some of these relatable themes that we're talking about, put a brand in it. If you are a supplement company and you're making recipes with it, include, like, try out some viral recipes that don't hurt your soul. Just try it, or make it hurt your soul less in the way that you do it if you don't want to lean into more absurdist type comedy or behavior. And make it go wide, and then you're going to get natural. At least for our clients, we're able to do that on such a wide scale. We're able to populate a lot of the meme pages as well. Oh yeah, Blake said, are you going to tell him that you have a course? Yes, we just launched it. I'm so excited about it because teaching is one of my favorite things to do in the world. And we have a group, we go live every week and we'll roundtable their ideas. We do Q&As with them. We do notes nights with them every week. And it's just a growing community of people who don't just want to make videos like us, but that's mostly who it's for. But anybody who just kind of wants ongoing coaching with us. We do have a one-on-one program that's $20K. But group coaching, easiest point of entry is goviralish.com. Check it out, see if it's for you, if you want to continue this conversation. All right, love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Was that helpful for everybody? All right. You're awesome. I love
thank you.
Adley.
I had so much fun.
And just about her course, was I one of the first people to buy it? I hope I was. I tried to be one of the first people to buy your
Yes.
course.
Yes,
From a
you were.
hotel room. I don't remember where me and Luis were. And I was like, I just bought Adley's course. And he's like, wouldn't you probably would have given that to me? I was like, no, I don't care. I want to buy it. And then I stayed up, watched all of it through the night, like that night. So
What'd you think of it?
I love it.
You didn't
I want the split tests though. I don't know if those were not in there
Oh my
yet,
gosh. Yes.
but
Okay.
that's what I wanted.
All right, I want to write, we're developing a software. I mentioned this. We have a split testing software. There's a lot of bugs in tech. But it's coming out next month, so it's not ready yet. But I want you guys to write this down. It's app.testyourcontent.com. And this is, we rewrote the way that we split test everything. So you're gonna be able to split test your edits against each other, your captions against each other, your thumbnails in front of each other, and we're able to tell our retention line before it ever goes up. So if you're like, should I do this hook, or this opening shot or this opening shot, shoot both, edit both, throw them in the testing software. It's gonna give you a retention line. It's gonna give you percent completed. It's not 100% accurate because it tests with a group of 1,000 people. And you're always having different groups of 1,000 people. But with 1,000 people, you're gonna see pretty similar results to what would play out in real time, and that has been the biggest indicator of our success, is being like, wow, I would have picked that hook. But the data clearly says there's 49% more retention on this hook. We went with that one, and it absolutely crushed. So that'll be ready in about a month. App.testyourcontent.com.
If you like this presentation, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be posting all the presentations from the Attention Summit. Peace.